Okay, welcome back to the class. And in this class, I'll be showing you how to install Python on your local machine, your Windows machine. First, you just search Python download. Then you go to the website, the first one, which is this, python.org. Once it's open, you look for the latest stable release. My internet is a little bit slow. Look for the latest stable release, then you click download. It's going to take a little bit of time, depending on your internet connection. I will skip over, so when we have it downloaded on our system. Okay, once you're done, you have to install the Python installer, which is right here. So just double tap on it or right click, go to run as admin. It will pop up a prompt for you to follow. Make sure you follow it exactly as it is here, because when we want to start installing, okay, so follow the prompt exactly. We have to install it now. Click this, it will pop up install now. It will take some time depending on the speed of your system, so it should take about 2 to 10 minutes depending on your system specs. All you need is a laptop with at least 4 gigabytes of RAM, and it should work perfectly. So give it a bit of time. So I'll cut to when it's done installing, then I'll show you what you need to click and what you don't need to click in order to make it work perfectly. I've successfully installed it on our machine. To check if it's installed successfully, you go to your start menu, then you look for Python. Okay, if it shows up like this, then Python is successfully installed. Then you run your IDLE, which stands for Integrated Development and Learning Environment. So launch it. Depends on the speed of your laptop. This should take anything from a second to a couple of seconds. Okay, so once you've successfully installed your Python on your machine, we'll go to the next phase, which is we are going to write our first line of code, right? So we are going to use a method or a function called the print function. It is an inbuilt function that is part of the Python library, that's part of the Python program, yeah? So this is how we use it, print. This will be our first line of code. It's like a rite of passage for all developer, which is hello world. Press your enter, then it prints into your terminal hello world, right? So now you've written your first line of code. Congratulations. So moving on, we need to know how to create new files, how to save files, and some of the shortcuts. Because when it comes to writing program, you might end up writing a big program. Like, for example, you could write a program for a word processor like Word, and it's not just going to be one line. It's going to be over 10,000 to 100,000 lines, right? And you don't want to have to write that code every time you want to create you want to write a file in your word processor. You want to create a doc file, right? So what we do now, we learn how to create a file that we can save and just run our code anytime we need it. So to do that, you go to the file, go to new file. it creates a window called the untitled file, right? So this, what we've written before, just write it down again. Hello world, right? So we've written it. So the next thing, we'll go to the file again, then go to save. Yeah, we look for a nice folder we can save our files with. I'm going to save it to here. Okay, let me just rewrite this. Okay, yes, okay. So once I've done this, to run my code, I've saved it, right? Now to run my code, I'll go to run, then save, right? Okay. So another thing you should know is how to open a file you've already created. To do that, you go to File, then go to Open, go to where you've saved your file. It's in Documents, it's in Python, Course. Yeah, here it is. This is where we saved our file. Open. Then the file we've already written is right here. So let's write hello world again. Copy this, copy V. Then we have to save our file now. Right now, we don't need to go through all those processes to save our file. We just click save, and it automatically saves our file for us. So let's run. The shortcut to run is F5. It prints hello world twice. So now you've been able to install Python. You're going to write your first line of code. In the next class, we are going to get into calculations using Python and variables using Python. So see you in the next class.